And
welcome to our White Table Talks.
Hey YouTubers, we out here. We're doing
subscribe, like, smash the subscribe.
Smash that notification bell.
What are we doing tonight, Caleb?
So we're doing youth a little bit different. There's gonna be a couple
Oh,
different
that's
things.
such a bad look. I can't even look at you when we're doing this. This
Yeah,
is
okay,
so
we'll
distracting,
get
man.
those off. Those are for later.
Yeah.
they were testing it.
Alright, so
Tonight, we're going to be doing our whole service live streamed. We're going to be, me and Caleb are going to start us off. We're going to start the challenge. You might have seen that on our Instagram page today. Basically, whoever wins moves on. Whoever loses, you're a big fat loser and you don't get to win the eagle. Zoom in on the eagle.
and then we'll have a vote up
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And you gotta vote in who you want the next youth leader to
Tonight, we're
be a part of
going
the
to
challenge.
nominate your youth leader, get as many votes in, and then they'll be the challenger next week. See who's in.
And then we'll keep doing this as long as we are quarantined.
Because who knows how long that's going to be.
Go to the YouTube.
Go to the YouTube channel. If you
you're on
go on our page, in our bio, there is our link. Jacob is bringing it to us. Oh, hello. Henok
Caleb,
doesn't
you
think
win.
I'm going to win.
You know, that's what's up.
Oh, first like Corey.
Corin's on here.
Who's-
Corin got the
Is
first
that Corin?
like.
No, someone's saying hi, Cora.
Yeah, because Corin's
Oh.
That's-
Oh, is that Cora?
first.
Go Corin. You should win like $5.
Caleb, Alex doesn't want the eagle.
Oh, so I guess I'll just have to win then.
No, I definitely gonna get the win.
Oh,
Eliza-
Eliza, you...
He
he
wants
votes Joe
he's
Ash for
gonna
next
vote.
week. Okay, so Eliza, pay attention to the Instagram this week. You can vote him in. If you don't have Instagram,
You
comment
can,
on this page.
yeah, comment on the YouTube.
And
comment on this,
just like you did Eliza.
and we'll count up all those
Yep.
names.
Yep.
Because then Joash can go against me next week.
Against you?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna win.
I don't know. I mean, I've been
obviously.
strategizing all day long.
I've been
Even
practicing
though
a
I
lot.
don't know what the challenge is. Right? We're not supposed to know.
We know the challenge.
We both know.
We,
We're not even
we
gonna
came
lie.
up
We
with
both
the
know.
challenge.
How's everybody doing? Anybody self-quarantining or just like kind of stuck in there? Oh, hi Isaac. Hi Eliza. Yeah. You want $5?
Corin wants the $5.
There is going to be ways throughout this whole process that you can win $5 Starbucks cards.
on
so
Fridays.
Fridays.
We're gonna do
Giveaway Fridays.
giveaway Fridays.
So keep your eyes on our social media.
Isaac says I'm gonna win.
What the heck, man? Where's my small group?
Does anyone know what the Instagram is? Daniel's gonna tell us. I think we're winning right now. I think I'm winning.
Oh, I don't know.
Where's
No, it was pretty tight. I had 58%. I think you were at like 41 or whatever.
Well, these guys. Oh,
Nico.
Kelsey's commenting.
Kelsey, so great to see you. Oh no, Kelsey's quarantined. Anybody else?
flabbergasted.
Is anybody on the Instagram, Carly?
Like for the.
Do we have any viewers? No, just
Oh
Just
yeah,
yours?
there's people on the Instagram.
Hi, people on Instagram. Head over to our Instagram page, and in the bio is our link to our YouTube live. Go join us.
It'll take you right to the video, right where we are.
Straight
It's
to the
live.
video. Comment on there.
The wild world. We're all live. We're all
Oh, your small group saying hey to you.
Annika, your mom said I'm here.
Hey,
Ooh,
Stefan,
hey,
how you
Shanda. That's weird. I didn't know if I should call you Shanda or Mom. That was odd.
doing? Stacia says she's eating applesauce for 3 days straight.
Oh
'Cause
no.
she can't.
Oh no. Does your mom like drop it like at your front door and then like knock and then run away or something? Oh no, Paula!
And
You're
Tushy,
quarantined too?
Day
What
3
are you
of
guys
quarantine.
doing? Are you like
Daniel, your mom's on it.
Hi Carla! Hi
Hi, Mom.
Okay, okay, those of you guys that are quarantined, are you guys like reading? Are you just like binging Netflix? Like what are you doing? What are you keeping yourself busy with?
6 months summer.
6
Nico
months
says.
of summer. A bowl of noodles since Sunday, that's it? Or you just only been eating that where you've had it one time, Stefan? I'm confused. I hope you've eaten more than once since Sunday.
What have you been doing while you're quarantined?
Working.
Working.
My work closed down today, but we're like semi-open, and I am one of the only people who gets to keep coming in every single day. Super excited for that.
I'm working too, and at home
Oh,
I decided.
Isaac hates reading. Then you're gonna love the 6 month summer that's
Me
coming
too.
up.
Me too, bud.
Oh, Big Brother. Praises, we get some of our camp games from Big Brother, so
Don't watch.
pay attention to those games that are being played. Daniel, you're being distracting.
I apologize.
What time is it? We don't have a clock on here.
We don't know the time it is.
Should we start our game?
It's 6:56.
Oh,
We're good,
perfect
we're good.
timing. You ready to go, Daniel?
Not yet.
Not yet. At 7.
Oh,
7,
oh.
we're starting the game. Gotta let everyone get online. and
7
see,
o'clock, we're starting the game. Caleb, what game are we playing tonight? What's going on? Want to explain that again if there's anybody new that's joined us?
So it's called the challenge. We're doing it every Wednesday. We're gonna pit one leader against the other. It's gonna be kind of king of the court.
Yeah.
So whoever wins tonight.
Oh, Camp Rock Station! I watched that literally like 3 days
Right
ago.
there. The
Actually, we
winning
did this
trophy.
last Wednesday.
Hold it up higher.
The
No, I'll hold it for you since I'm going to be holding it. Should I go up to this camera? This is my new trophy. My new trophy, Carly?
That eagle.
Yeah, the eagle.
So I'm gonna win. That's what's gonna happen. So whoever wins today, which will be me,
Or me, because
they're gonna move on
I'm
to next
pro.
week, and we're gonna have a vote going tomorrow. And
Yeah.
You're gonna vote in any small group leader,
Any small group
leader,
leader that
any youth
you
group
see
leader.
on a Wednesday night, typically, they will then be told they don't get a choice.
They don't get a
They
choice.
gotta show up next week,
Unless they're quarantined.
and unless you're quarantined,
That's the only way.
obviously stay home. I mean, Caleb and me have almost a
6
foot apart,
6
feet.
feet.
6
Foot.
feet. Yeah, we're staying super safe over here. What are people saying on here? Camp Rock, Sister Act. I haven't seen Sister Act in forever.
Say hi. Say hi to stay hydrated.
Hey Elijah, how's it going, buddy? I
Is
stay
Elijah?
hydrated. Yeah.
I
Good
don't
to know.
long hands.
Oh, we're good. We're good. No, it
Plot
closed,
armor?
but it's good.
Corin, I don't understand. Oh, thank
Wow,
you, Praises.
Brayden,
That's
what
the
did you
first person that says I'm gonna win. Thank you. Somebody has faith in me, but I would like to point out I am winning in the Instagram poll at the moment,
Sure.
I believe. So
That's true.
So
All right, YouTubers. Hey,
George!
YouTubers. We're gonna get this game ready. All right. So, just gonna come up there. There you go. So they're gonna be getting stuff ready behind me. And again, if you have not been, if you're just tuning in, again, hey, if you're on the Instagram, head over. See, you don't get the best view. The YouTube channel is where we want you to be. That's where the whole service will be. But if you're already on YouTube, you know that. So we got bars of soap. Where are they at? My room smells like whole soap. Dove.
not sponsored.
not
sponsored.
sponsored.
Not
Just stuff them
sponsored.
in.
Daniel, you gotta go like
Dove.
this. Gotta put your hand up so people can see.
So it
Stuff
yeah.
them in.
It's upside
But
down.
we gotta stay a meter apart, so self-quarantine. But it's really important to wash your hands right now. Some people sing happy birthday. Some people more spiritual say the Lord's Prayer twice. However you want to do that. But what they're going to be doing, safety first, so they have their safety glasses, very important. They have buckets full of water,
Ice cold water.
ice cold, and the game competition is that they need to rub the soap, and the first person to eliminate the soap bar wins. Not only will they win the gorgeous trophy, but they actually get to decide who in their small group they're going to give a $5 an E gift card
Now
to.
my small group better.
And for all those who never
Keep
believe me
voting,
when I
keep
say
voting.
this, and like, oh, you always just say you do gift cards, you never do, which I owe someone $55 gift card.
Oh,
Um,
is it Paula?
No.
No.
Caleb, huh?
Stacia?
If you know,
Comment. Comment if
Comment
that's
if
you.
you're the winner.
Send a little
And it's
comment.
not you,
No.
Corin. It's not you, Aaron.
It's not Corin, for sure.
It's a girl. We know that.
Yeah.
Nico says, please give it to me.
No.
Sorry,
no.
Nico.
Love you, but no. So, but they will actually. This is live and recorded. Will be on the page, and Jesus is on the YouTube. And so, yeah, I have to now. So, E gift card. So, if you want Caleb to win, start commenting. You want Annika to win?
People want a soap review.
Soap
Oh,
review.
soap review. Well, the scent of this soap is very, very
Clean.
clean. It's very overpowering.
it's a
So
3
I don't
pack.
know if like you want to smell really like Beauty Bar. This is scentless. So it's good. We'll let you know how our fingers feel after we're done. See if they feel moisturized or not. This is more gonna have to be after.
Wash your hands. It's so important.
Jacob, Daniel Elena says you owe $100 to the grade 6 small girls.
I actually have that. I was going to text you that.
Oh!
It's sitting right there. That one is ready to go.
And Placido says
I
grade 10
only
to 12
take
still
coffee.
haven't got a $50 Starbucks card.
Yeah, plus, you were supposed to message me about that, so that's on you. Anyways.
Oh.
Email me, DM me, and I'll get you your gift cards.
Corin has a question. He wants to know, will it molecularize?
Let me
we're
just
not
Google.
science.
Let me Google what that means.
School's out. I don't
And
know.
I'll get back to you.
6 month summer, bro.
Is it
Okay.
BPA photosynthetic?
Yes.
BPA free, plastic free, vegan,
Anyways,
gluten free,
cool. Dairy free. Cows do not make
sugar
this.
free.
No
And does it kill 99.9% of germs?
Oh
It does.
no! It kills 100% of germs.
What's that? 0.1%.
Yep.
That's
It does have a box. Anyways, so we're gonna jump into this. They're gonna do this as well. We're gonna keep talking. We apparently can't play music on the YouTube
copyright.
for copy.
Fiction.
Right? So here's what we're going to do. If you're a musician out there or a musician, either one, and you can do magic, apparently.
Magic with an
or-
instrument.
You should beatbox,
instrument,
Daniel.
or beatbox. If you record it, we will let you be the soundtrack of next week's
Yes.
The Challenge. So, on your marks,
Okay, you gotta drop them in at the same time.
Wait.
get set.
He's gonna miss.
Please don't wreck my office. Someone say go online, and then I'll go.
Go!
All right.
Guys, this
Okay.
is actually really hard.
Okay, keep it going, keep it going. There you go. All right. Yeah, Carla's gonna get up on the IG. Oh, it's free! Whoa, okay, whoa. This is so much office that. Keep going, keep going. See, this soap.
These are really, really, really large soap bars.
Nico says he saw a guy coughing when he went for a walk today.
Ah! Why are you going for walks? Self-isolate in your house.
Well, you can self-isolate outside too. Just don't touch anything.
We have RCA Neurons need wall watching.
Walls. Yeah, where's the urinal wall guy? Is he on YouTube yet?
Where's RCA urinals need walls?
Yeah, they could be washing the urinals need walls right now.
Maybe that'll be one of the challenges.
We will. That's the big challenge for this whole COVID-19 is to find the identity of the RCA urinal walls. Urinals need
Alex,
walls.
your wife, Caleb, your wife says put it in the water.
Yeah.
Thank you,
My
Alex.
arms are really
So
tired.
it's good to know she can still boss you around,
Yeah.
being online and all. That's fantastic.
This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna
Yeah,
be.
lot
Man
harder.
alive! I
Okay.
thought this was gonna be done faster.
Caleb, your
See?
mum says scrub like she taught you to.
She was
I
from
need-
Manitoba. You never washed your hands.
Carissa says let's go, Annika.
Who's?
Okay.
Carissa Ozaki.
Lauren's mom.
Lauren! Hey, Lauren!
Lauren's mom. Clarissa.
Or maybe it's
I'm
Lauren.
sure it's
No,
Lauren.
I'm assuming yes. I'm
It's
assuming.
Is
probably-
it Lauren or mum? I don't know.
Ask her. Well, Carissa, are you Carissa or are you Lauren?
Anyways.
Crazy says dirty hands is the #1 sign of hair loss. That's a fact.
Oh!
That's dehydration. Don't steal that from me.
Nah, dirty hands, number
Wow,
one.
Caleb. Oh, see, he's got the arm hair and his tattoos
Oh,
on
it's
here.
got it.
That's
Do it
actually
yourself,
getting
Caleb.
hurt. That's gross. Okay, cool. Who's gonna be the first one to bite the soap? That's legal.
Nope, not
you
happening.
Can, you can take a bite
I'll be-
out of the soap.
What Disney movie is it where like the animal eats soap and then it's like burping bubbles? Little Mermaid? Oh man. It's Sebastian from Little Mermaid. He's in the laundry.
Annika, your mom says rub it against the bucket.
I was!
No.
You got rubbed against the
Why?
Nope. I mean,
cheating.
well, you know, I'm gonna allow it.
Look how quick she's going.
Okay, but you have to then dissolve the pieces.
Oh, come
That's so
on.
easy.
Now it's so green. We'll put that on
Oh, just put it in the water. Nice dissolve.
Yeah, your mom
Okay,
said
no
go
side
on
bucket.
that.
No side bucket. That's a shandy.
Ah! No, I was doing it before.
Yeah,
I
Thank
was
you,
not
that's
right
fine,
on
Art.
it,
Right,
dude.
Shanda?
Shanda said she doesn't cheat.
Oh,
No, I will not cheat. She just wins.
Just by ignoring all the rules.
Are you wrong?
Oh wow!
What is going on?
It's a good thing she didn't shave her legs, so it's like a cheese grater, right? Is that? Wow, this is getting out of hand.
This is getting weird.
There's a reason I wore shorts.
There's a reason I voiced right.
These are my challenge pants.
So many hours.
So if I win, I'll wear them next week.
Caleb, your mum says to eat it.
Here, go on.
Annika,
Two
your mom
going
said
on.
that's
on.
what
I'm really on.
Guys, what?
Chrissy says eat the soap.
Eat the soap. Eat the soap. Eat
What
the
is smaller?
soap.
What is smaller?
It's the Tide Pod challenge all over again. I'm not doing
Oh no, people die
Should we do
because
that next now?
Okay, we're gonna get a little closer. Pause. Let's get an update on the soap
Okay,
bar. Update on the soap bar.
Oh,
I'm
losing.
No. Annika, I can see less of the double. All right, here we go. Even with your cheating that your mom wanted you to do?
No!
Uh-huh.
It's not cheating if you're smart.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
You
Wait,
outthink
that
the
is
rules.
literally cheating.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Daniel,
These rules were not clearly
We've got
defined.
6 viewers on Instagram. You want to tell them?
Hey, Instagram
Yeah.
people, go to YouTube, watch us, and we're gonna end this live on Instagram.
Taylor Coe says this is the weirdest thing I've seen all week, and she went to Mexico.
The important part is to stay safe, and our safety goggles are brought
Wash
to
your
you.
hands by Nerf.
Yeah, by Nerf, and so wash your hands, people. Stay hydrated.
Sponsored. We're sponsored.
Nope.
We're sponsored.
Nope, we are not. I don't think you can say that on the YouTubes. I'll have to check with my little nephew. He'll let me know.
Josiah is saying whoever doesn't finish the soap, can he have it? It's all sold out.
Oh, see,
Yes.
that's what I said. Superstore.
We will.
I don't know why I'm rubbing
we-
with his hand. There's no soap in there.
We will leave the soap bars on the church steps. You can come grab them if you need to.
Isaac Navarro says, hi, mommy.
Is your mom there?
No, that's just. It's a stupid thing he does. It's weird.
That's gross.
He said it to me too. It's awkward. Anyways,
Gross.
so okay, we're going. What
Trying
time?
to smash your shin for?
Oh,
He's going hard. Harder.
this is.
Everyone is saying, eat it.
We.
Come on, Caleb. Take a
We got
bite.
3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Oh! Oh, she bit it! She bit it! She bit it! She bit it!
Told you I'd do it, guys.
This
I'm the freaking challenger. I'm the winner.
Okay, we got 2 more minutes. This
That's
is
why I
gross.
voted for Veronica.
Oh,
Prepare my trophy.
prepare my
Bring me my throne.
trophy.
There's the trophy.
Oh, it's like stuck in my teeth, man.
Okay, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. And 1 more minute. And Instagram followers, we're going to be cutting off the Instagram live. It'll only be on YouTube live. So you can get ready to get that. So you can leave it right now. Get there so you don't miss anything. We'll announce the winner on YouTube, and that'll be the rest of our service there as well.
I'm getting water.
Oh, Annika Dalton's on there.
Oh, hey, Dalton.
I know.
I'm gonna win an eagle.
She's super clean.
It's very American. You should want me to win it.
Oh, she bit the soap, bro. Oh, yeah! Come on. That's gross.
These glasses don't stay on very well.
I'll go back to traditional.
Okay, 1 more minute. Instagram Live.
It's gonna be so clean.
We love you, but it's time to click the link in the bio. Head over to the YouTube. YouTubers! Ah! And we'll see you there, and we'll get the winner. We got 1 more minute.
Come
So
join.
go!
Why
Hey,
is
does
everyone
anybody
posting?
have, if you have ideas for what our next challenge should be, put it in the comments. We'll check out.
Yeah, so if you got ideas, you can send us. I gotta figure out this. There we go. Send us the video of the games that you want to
Don't
see.
eat soap.
Don't eat soap. It's gross. All right, we're gonna do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, that got me!
Coronavirus.
Stop! Stop your soaps.
Oh my gosh, they're so big.
All right.
They still look like
stay on the
soap.
tarp. Stay on the tarp and come here. If nothing else, this is a great advertisement for Dove soap.
We'll last
It may
forever.
not clean you, but it'll last forever. All right. So
People will donate on the stream.
okay. So we're gonna give the winner to Annika. She bit soap.
No way!
Yeah!
Look at that! Hers is twice as big!
No, there's a
She's in
soap.
2
I have
pieces!
my
No,
book.
that's okay.
Bit hers.
Look at her 2 pieces though. Mine's definitely smaller.
Oh, I should have been rubbing the soap with the soap.
Combine that on there.
Yeah,
Look
and
how
there's
much
look
thinner
at
mine
how
is.
much is gone
Okay,
from
okay,
in
much
between
thinner
there.
mine
Okay, give me the thickness.
Okay, but
Same amount of thickness. She got a lot underneath on her cheese graters.
and look at how much is gone from that.
Okay, you guys.
It's in my stomach.
Yeah. Can you guys clean up? And we
We're
can
gonna
get
do
these
this
parts.
the whole live stream.
No.
And then we're gonna see how empty they are when we're done.
No, that was interesting. So they're gonna take the buckets out and then slowly take the tarp and get out, and then we'll move the table back around for the rest of the live stream. Hey, YouTubers! All right, we're gonna keep this going as we do a quick scene transition here. I'm gonna crouch so we can see it. Jacob, can you grab the? We'll get the TV All right, this is behind the scenes stage transitions.
Super
you can-
seamless.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
There we go, perfect. So we're about to jump in. And right now, if you know someone who's not on, we got about, like right now it says 57 people watching, which is fun. We just want to make sure all the friends, especially our Horizon fam, we're just jumping on. So if you know someone's not on, hopefully you're watching maybe with some siblings, stuff like that. We'd love to have you on. And doing that, if I just grab that chair too.
The sock on.
Yeah, someone lost their sock.
Which chair?
Just one of the white ones. Yeah, so this carpet got clean too. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. Fam, awesome. Okay, like I said, if you know, if anyone, because we'll be doing this for a couple weeks, you can share it, let them know. We'll be posting things on here on the YouTube channel each day. But before we get started, I just want to say a couple things. Ooh, hiccups. This is super polished, as you can tell. It's not pre-recorded, or we would have cut a lot of this out, like the biting and the spitting of the soap.
Do you want me to keep giving you questions or not?
Yeah, let's do a minute of questions. Okay. Any questions you guys have, we'll save the funny questions. Well, we'll have some funny questions, but anything about what's youth gonna look like, anything like that, you guys have questions about?
They're coming.
They're locked outside. That's awesome. Jake and join us. What we got for questions
Hello.
here? Hi, it's me, Vanessa. What's up, Vanessa? Hiccups, yes, definitely had the hiccups, Nico. Good to see you guys. Joel, change your name. To what? Hiccup. Cool. I feel like it's just gonna be Nico. Nico and Isaac, don't make us block you. We don't want to do it. We'll block you.
We'll give it like 5 more seconds, and then no more questions come up.
Cool. Nico.
When is youth back? From Addie.
Okay.
Where is the food?
Okay. If you can block Isaac and Nico, next live stream you'll get to go in. Can we block them and unblock them in this one so they can still watch the live stream?
You're gonna make me do it more. That doesn't matter. How long do you think this will happen for, Daniel?
I really don't know. So I want to be careful not to try and say I'm not a. I got a social distance. There you go.
I'm super clean though.
That's true. She did just wash her hands very
And she
thoroughly.
ate it. No.
I'm not a medical doctor, and so I can't say. They say at least for the next 4 weeks. We know youth probably won't be open. Schools won't be open. I think April 20th is when they're aiming to get back to it. But we're going to be talking a little bit about that today, and so a bit of it. So on one hand, we're going to talk a little bit towards what's going on, what to be expecting, maybe some of your guys' worries or concerns or thoughts. But on the other hand, life still has to go on. There's moments where we pause and figure it out, but if you either got some questions you'd like to talk about it, or you're just sick and tired of hearing about it, and the good thing is that whether we're not there all together in person, we can still be with each other. And as those who follow Jesus, we believe that God's with us and that He's there. So in the midst of uncertainty, the one thing that we can know for sure, we don't know what tomorrow looks like. We've never known that, but there's something interesting about crisis or like something like this, with a pandemic that goes around, that really makes us aware that we don't know what tomorrow holds. But we do know who holds it. As cheesy as that sounds, I've been fighting that a little bit. Like, hey, all these sayings that kind of, is that cheesy or not? But in moments where you need it, you really find out how true it is. So we know that as long as we won't be able to meet in person, we'll be doing things like this on Wednesdays for youth. We'll be doing other things on Instagram Live, some of that stuff. So I'll go through some of those things that we'll be doing. Number one, if you haven't downloaded the Zoom app, Zoom, everyone should have probably got their a link emailed to them. If you are watching and you don't have a link yet, please, you can email daniel@horizonchurch.ca, and we'll send you your links, because that's how we're going to do small groups. We may not be able to meet together in person, but it's a video chat, it's free, and you can see everyone's faces, because some of you've just been looking at Netflix and yourself in the mirror and your dog, and you're done. So it's a chance to listen, hear people's voice, see their face, and hang out together. That's actually how we're going to do small groups tonight. And we're going to be doing some hangouts, different stuff. We're trying to figure out this new Netflix parties thing where you can actually apparently invite some friends and watch Netflix together. Then there's a little chat on the side like there is on the YouTube right now. So download the Zoom if you haven't, and make sure you're getting the emails if it were in your spam or something like that, where you can click the link, because each week will be a different link. Each time you hang out with your small group leaders, they've been trying to email you, get a hold of you. Your parents will be getting emails too for that, so all the information's there. Second is we're going to be doing devotions. You have never had the amount of time as a student that you do now on your hands. Even in spring break, normally there's games or movies or youth events or other things you're going to do where none of that's able to happen. And some of that makes us a little bit sad, but the other half is you have an incredible opportunity here where no one can ever say, oh, I just don't have time to do devotions anymore. I know that's been the case for me a lot of the times, but I've been saying, God, I want to get closer to you during this, not further away. Guys, we're trying to talk! Sorry, there's just some people in the other room. But we want to actually get closer to Jesus. And so one of the ways we're going to be doing that is we've emailed out a YouVersion Bible reading plan. You can click that link, and what that enables you to do is you can go through the plan and comment and see what other people are going through. What we're also going to do every single morning at 10 a.m., we're going to post a video on the YouTube channel of one of your leaders actually just sharing a devotional thought. So you'll know what it is ahead of time. You can read your devotions, do your journaling. We'll be putting it up the SMORT. Again, S stands for Scripture, M stands for Message, O stands for Obedience, R stands for Repentance, P stands for Prayer. So you can do that, and then someone's just going to share a bit of their heart, and then we'll kind of monitor maybe a little bit about it. So you'll hear from your leaders every single morning at 10. There'll be a different leader each morning. YouTube channels, like we'll be doing different stuff, like we'll be hosting that sometimes live. One of the things to be aware of, right now you're on the Horizon Church YouTube channel. As soon as we get approved, we have started a Horizon Youth YouTube channel, but we can't go live right away because of we got to get access. And so while we wait, it should only be 24 hours, we'll be hosting on the Horizon Church. When we move to the Horizon Youth page, we'll let you know on Instagram Live, we'll let you know on this YouTube, but you'll have to subscribe to another page. We're sorry about that. And one of the things you can do as well is the little bell, the notifications that no one likes. Now is a really great time to turn those on for the pages that you want to follow. So we'll be doing different fun giveaways. Fridays are going to be Free Giveaway Friday, where we're going to be doing some little competitions throughout the week, and then someone's going to get an email for an e-gift card, just because we want to do something fun. We're doing that. Prayer. If you need prayer for anything, the reality is some of us were doing great, and you're tired of people hearing about, oh, how you going, fear, faith, how you doing? Some of us were not doing very good. If I can even just speak specifically to our grade 12s right now, I know you've been waiting 12 years for June, and now you're not sure what it's going to look like. One, we've never been through this before, so no one really knows what it's going to look like. So fight the urge to feel like your whole world's over and you have no say. Write down some thoughts, think about what's really important to you, let your principals know, because every school in North America, all of their grade 12s are going through this together. I know it's easy to say, oh, in 10 years you won't think about it, but it's reality to you right now. You really care. And so know that you're not alone. Call us, talk to us. We'll be figuring out some fun ways to do stuff for our grade 12s. But I want to encourage you, just guard your mind and your heart through this process, because you can get in a real negative space that I'm not in control of anything. What you are in control of is what you focus on, what you choose to spend your time doing. And so we just want to be careful that we're close with that and careful with that. But grade 12s, we're praying for you, we feel for you, we love you. And don't lose hope, because there's lots of options. Whether you have a grad ceremony in September or June, it's still a ceremony. There's still going to be people there who love you, cheering you on. It's going to be good. Girls, don't worry if you got those grad dresses. There will be an opportunity somehow. If nothing else, we'll do a grade 12 night at Youth where you can wear your dresses. It'll be awesome. And lastly, we're going to be doing some live worship where we'll bring in people maybe in a room. Maybe you'll be coming from the Instagram Live from possibly Jacob's room, where we just get together, we worship together. It's not going to be polished. It's not going to be perfected, but it's going to be the heart of Jesus together as we just worship. So be watching for that. And then one other fun thing, and then we'll get into the rest of tonight, is we have, what time is it, Jacob?
It is 7:20.
Okay, we need to go. Our Zooms might start a little bit late, just from some of the transition, but we have our Mission Mondays. Be watching for that. Some of our mission students, if you went on missions, you want to share your testimony, email daniel@horizonchurch.ca, and we'll get you live on the Instagram. But let me pray for you, and then we're going to go to our message today. So Jesus, we just thank you for who you are. God, in the midst of everything, we know that you're one thing that is certain. So God, I know this is unconventional, that we're 60, 70 people in different homes, but Holy Spirit, we just invite you right now to come. Lord, as we look to the message, would you speak to us? And as we go to small groups, God, would we just figure out how to make this hanging out in a small group over video chat work? We love you, Jesus. We pray that you would be glorified through this, and Lord, that the church would get better and stronger through this trial. Lord, would you be with every single person in Jesus' name? Amen. Again, if you need prayer for anything, DM us, email us. At this point, we're going to go to our message. Once the message is done, we're going to be back here, and then we're going to jump into our Zoom calls, all right? Love you guys, and we're going to start our Easter series leading into Easter. Here we go.
Easter, a time for fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies. And then there are the weird parts of Easter, like fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies, which is interesting. But what does all this stuff have to do with Easter? And if this holiday is about more than candy and wearing uncomfortable clothes to church and lunch with your relatives, what makes Easter happy?
What's up, everyone? Happy Easter. My name is Crystal Cox. For those of you who do not know me, I'm super excited to be here with y'all today. Now, I know it's not Easter Sunday just yet, but around here in my neighborhood, and maybe even in yours, at every Walmart, every Target, and basically every grocery store, we've been ready for this holiday for months. No matter how you grew up celebrating, or if you grew up celebrating, you'd probably agree that for the most part, Easter is a happy time. Just think about it for just one moment. You are allowed to eat an unreal amount of candy, and every time I eat a Reese's egg, I think it's a happy Easter. People wear pastel colors. Most of the time, we'd be a little confused by so many pinks, greens, and even baby blues, although my favorite color is baby blue. But at Easter time, for some reason, it makes us all smile. We color eggs. Admittedly, it is the weirdest thing ever, but at the same time, so satisfying. And then we watch little kids hunt for them. How great is that? When I was young, I used to see little kids hunt for them because they were looking for the ones with the money in it. I don't know if any of y'all ever did that, but when I was a kid, that's what I was looking for. Parents force their kids to take photos with an oversized rabbit. I mean, an oversized rabbit, likely permanently traumatizing for them. And for me too, because my mom made me do that as well. All for an Instagram post. And you and I know we do the most when it comes to our Instagram post. In this series, we're going to talk about some of the reasons why Easter is such a big deal, particularly for people who are Jesus followers. If you're like me, growing up, you may wonder why Easter is even a thing. But during this series, we'll talk about not only what and why we celebrate Easter, but also why Easter should make all of us happy. But before we get there, let's talk about this last one for a second. Let's talk about the Easter Bunny, because we all want to know about the Easter Bunny. I still want to know about the Easter Bunny. Does this idea of a huge bunny seem like a strange tradition for a holiday? Or is it just me? Like, have you seen those pictures of those people in those weirded out bunny costumes with the kid that is terrified out of their mind? You know, I'm with the kid on this one. Now, luckily, your family probably won't make you dress up and sit with a giant bunny this Easter. And I think you all know, whether it's a giant Easter bunny or just something else, we all know that feeling of being, you know, scared. We all know that fear can take away our happiness and almost faster than anything else in this world. We felt some form of fear since we were little kids, whether it was the monster in the closet, or maybe you're like me, you're scared of the dark and you thought it was always a monster under the bed. Fear can wreck our sense of peace and happiness. As you got older and hit middle school, your fears likely transferred to other things, like failing classes, being rejected by friends, being made fun of, feeling lonely sitting at the lunch table by yourself, or attempting to talk to someone you had a crush on. Sure, your fear looked different than when you were a little kid, but the feeling was still very real for you. And now you're in high school, and you've probably figured out that you don't just grow out of fear. No, as you grow up, fear kind of just like grows with you. Maybe you don't call it fear. Maybe you call it stress, or feeling anxious, or being worried. But no matter what you call it, you probably fear something. And listen, we all do. Maybe for you, it's like the fear of not amounting to anything or not having a real significance in this life, like the lack of purpose. The fear of the future, like what's ahead, your health, or maybe even the health of one of your loved ones. The fear of not fitting in, making the team, keeping up with your GPA, or getting into the college of your choice. Listen, whatever your particular fear is, you don't need me to tell you that it's a very big deal to you. The reality is that fear is on the rise. In fact, chances are good that in this room right now, with me, fear is determining the direction of a lot of our lives. We are making decisions to do and not to do certain things based on our fear. We are avoiding people or conversations that need to actually happen, maybe even this week, but it freaks us out so much we can't even do it. We are numbing ourselves for hours on our phones because we don't want to acknowledge the feelings of stress or fear we have on the inside of us. And whether we realize it or not, fear is fueling a lot of our thoughts and actions. Here's what's really interesting about all of this. If we were to boil it all down, there is one fear that connects all of our fears, and that's this, the fear of death. You may be thinking right now, wow, Crystal, you just took a dark turn. I'm afraid of getting a bad grade in history. I'm not sure about this dying thing that you're talking about. But this is not just about physical death, you guys. It's about the end of something. For example, think about it in relationship to some of the fears you have right now. We are afraid of really, truly being ourselves, and I kind of grasp at that because I have that fear too sometimes. Because we think that if people knew the real us, they'd freak out, run for their lives, and their friendship with us would just end. Their interest in being our true friend would be over. We are afraid of not getting into the college of our dreams because if our application gets rejected, it kind of sort of feels like we're then rejected and that our dreams are dead. We are afraid of getting busted or found out when it comes to some of the secretive stuff that we have harboring on the inside of us because that would mean other people's perfect image of us would have to die. Whether it's physical death or the death of something we hope for, the fear of death comes down to losing something we think we'll never get back. And when you think of it that way, it's easy to connect almost all of our fears back to a fear of death. You see, death seems final. It's like fear's knockout punch that gives it victory. So if our fears come true and our friendships end, a goal isn't reached, a dream dies, and then all we have at the end of our lives is to realize that death defeats us all at once. That's just flat out devastating, not only for you, but for me, because there's no hope in that. There's nothing happy about that. But that's exactly where Easter comes in, right in the middle of our fear of death. And you know, as we head into this Easter season, and you may have heard the point of this whole thing isn't about just bunnies and eggs and chocolate, although all those things are great. For those of us who follow Jesus, this is a time of the year where we celebrate how he came to earth, died on a cross as a criminal, and then 3 days later, when nobody was expecting it, he rose from the dead. That's why Easter is such a big deal. It has changed everything, and it especially changed the life of a guy named Paul. Paul is one of the most famous Christians in history. So before he became this Jesus follower, he spent years trying to scare Christians into leaving the faith, using death as the ultimate threat. But then he met Jesus, like the used to be dead but rose again Jesus, and it changed everything. The guy who used to threaten Christians' lives became the greatest missionary of all time. He was shipwrecked, imprisoned, threatened, beaten, and bitten by a venomous snake. A venomous snake, y'all. But he kept going because he was so passionate about people understanding the significance of Jesus' death and resurrection. Paul's life was constantly in danger, and in fact, he was eventually killed for his faith. And despite all of that, Paul seemed to live without fear of death. And in one of Paul's letters, we can see why. Paul writes his letter to a church in an ancient city called Corinth. He reminds people that Jesus died and came back to life by his own power 3 days later. Just listen to what Paul writes. Death is swallowed up in victory. Oh, death, where is your victory? Oh, death, where is your sting? It's like Paul is taunting the very idea of death by reminding the Corinthian church that on Easter, death lost to Jesus. When Jesus died and then rose again, he defeated death. And that means that because of the resurrection, death can no longer defeat us. The power that death had over the relationships, reputations, futures, hopes, dreams, and even our physical bodies is gone. Thanks to what Jesus did on Easter. We no longer have to fear any kind of death because Jesus destroyed death once and for all. You see, after Jesus hung on a cross and was placed in a tomb, it seemed like humanity's greatest fear had came true. Death was the ultimate thing to fear. To Jesus' closest followers, it seemed like death was final. The dream was over. But when Jesus walked out of that tomb alive, it proved that even the power of death wasn't strong enough to overcome the power of Jesus. This is why Paul was able to live the way he did, no longer fearing death. It's why he didn't seem to fear much of anything in his life after he encountered Jesus. He seemed to realize that the scariest things aren't the most powerful things. The things we fear don't have the same power that Jesus does. Paul trusted that the fear he faced were no match for the power of his resurrected Jesus. You see, if you don't remember anything else that I said, I want you to remember this. Easter means that fear isn't final. If Jesus can defeat death, he can defeat the thing you are afraid of too. Fear will try to convince you that it gets the final word, that at the end of the day, it will win. Fear will try to convince you that you are not good enough, that you will never have a purpose, and that maybe you will always feel worthless or that your life isn't worth it. Fear will try to make you listen and obey it. That's what power is all about. But here's the truth, students. Fear is only powerful if it can convince you that it's final. Fear will try to make you believe that nothing is stronger than what you are afraid of. But when Jesus defeated death itself, it showed us that nothing we fear is bigger than him. Nothing we fear is stronger than him. He showed us that fear, no matter what we are afraid of, doesn't get the final say. And you may be thinking, Crystal, you cannot tell me that it's because Jesus rose again that I don't have to be afraid of anything, even death. Because I'm still anxious, I'm still depressed, I'm still terrified of what's to come in my life ahead. Look, I completely understand. Even if fear doesn't get the final word, that doesn't mean there aren't still things to be afraid of. Real things, big things, and it's not a guarantee that something you are afraid of right now won't actually happen. But it does mean that you are more equipped to handle those things than you might realize. Paul says it like this: the Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. Stop and just think about that for just one moment. Paul is saying that the same power that defeated death 2,000 years ago when Jesus rose from the dead is actually inside of the people who believe in Jesus today. Maybe that's why Paul seemed to live free from so many of the fears we all typically face. And if you and I can embrace the significance of Easter in our own lives, maybe, just maybe, we could too. And when you have faith in Jesus, the power that brought Jesus back to life is inside of you as well. And that means fear doesn't get to tell you what to do. You may have walked in here today controlled by all sorts of different fears. Just know that if Jesus defeated death, the Spirit of Jesus who defeated death can live in you. Imagine what his Spirit can do in the face of the things you are afraid of. So let me just ask you this. Where has fear been holding you back from? Is it in your relationships? Maybe dreaming big about your future, going off to college, dealing with something concerning your mental health? Maybe you are afraid to just acknowledge it, doing something you know you should do no matter what it does to your reputation? Or maybe, just maybe, actually exploring faith in Jesus. Because up to this point, you've been afraid of how your life might change. Listen, however fear has been holding you back, with Jesus' help, you can take a step towards facing it today. What steps should you take to prove fear doesn't have power over you? And maybe it's forgiving someone, apologizing to someone, talking to your school counselor about something that you're going through, seeing a doctor and starting a conversation, telling your parents something you've never told them before, and maybe asking your small group leader for help with something you've been afraid to admit, picking a new friend group that's better for you. or asking honest questions you have about Christianity. This Easter, no matter what your step is, you can begin today by facing your fears because of what Jesus did. Because of what we celebrate at Easter, what Jesus did for us, fear doesn't get to determine the direction of our lives any longer. I don't know what your step is, but I do know this. If you are someone who believes that Jesus defeated death and you follow him, then you have his power on the inside of you. Because of that, you can handle whatever fear throws at you, no matter how scary it may seem. Remember, you are not facing fear by yourself. You are relying on the power of the one who defeated your greatest fear once and for all. He took away its power, its victory, and its sting. And that means that you don't have to worry about anything being more powerful than Jesus. This is the hope that the Christian faith was built on. This is what caused Paul to live free of fear. This is what makes Easter such a happy holiday. And while the rest of the world lives controlled by fear, driven by stress, you don't have to any longer. We are free. And that's just one reason why we can say Happy Easter.
Come on, fam. So good. I think just a timely message for where we're at right now, talking about fear. Again, a lot of things she talked about that can cause fear, but the reality is there's a lot of uncertainty right now about school, about work, parents, finances. And we just want to remind you again, if you're going through anything, if you're struggling with anything, please let us know. We want to pray with you. That's more than just, cute, I'll pray with you. No, we believe God moves when we pray. And we also want to be around. A couple things to let you know before we go into small groups. Number one, if you're self-isolating and you need like groceries and there's no one in your family that can do that, email me. We got people in our church that can pick up groceries for you, drop them off for you, all that. But just a reminder today that as we look forward to Easter, in the midst of all this chaos, maybe darkness, the hope is that there was another time where things seemed really dark, where it seemed like all hope was gone. But then in the third day, Jesus rose again. So that same spirit that rose Christ from the dead lives in us. That Easter means that fear, what you're experiencing temporarily right now, it's not final. And so we're going to let people go now. Thanks so much. Again, remind you, the Zoom account, we're going on that, so you should get the link. If you don't have it, you should have been DMing your small group. If we go off this and you don't have it for your small group, let me know and I'll post it on the Instagram. You're going to go into that and you're going to talk through some things, small group, and just hang out as a group. Be watching tomorrow for the devotional plan. Really love you guys a bunch. Let me pray, and then we're going to be done, so you can jump into your small groups. Jesus, we love you. God, I pray for every single student right now and every single family. God, we pray for every parent and their jobs and the situation. God, that you would just be sovereign, your hand would be over it. God, in the midst of temporary fear and temporary unforeseen circumstances, you are the consistent God that stays with us, that holds us, that walks with us. So God, we believe that the same spirit that raised you from the dead, God, lives in us so we can walk with you through every shadow. Psalms 23 says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. And so God, we just pray you do that today, and you be with us in Jesus' name. Amen. Again, I love you guys a bunch. DM us if you need some prayer, but jump into your Zoom small group. See you guys later.